Hello everyone, welcome once again to Insight with Dr. Val-Addo. I'm Welbeck Sintim and I'm sitting today for Dr. J. Val-Addo, a regular presenter and host for this channel. Previously, we've been looking at the healthy African nature, the African personality, and the true dignity of Africans and how Africans should live in response to the false claims of some former European philosophers and their derogatory statements about Africa and Africans. In today's presentation, which is the 14th, we are going to continue looking at these false claims, but with a focus on the African environment, the once beautiful, clean, and healthy African environment. In order to do this, you want to look at the European historical account of the environment of the people who were living in the coastlands of Western and Central Africa. According to early eyewitness accounts, the environment of the Guinea coast was very beautiful to behold. Benezet, one of the European writers, quoted Smith, another writer, that the country about Gambia was pleasant and fruitful. In other words, from looking at the surroundings, the environment, and how the trees were growing and flourishing, it was such a breathtaking scene, something to admire. They also said about the kingdom of Weda in the West Africa, particularly noted for the travelers, that it was one of the most delightful countries in the world. That is incredible. It's such an amazing testimony. They also said about the kingdom of Weda that it had beautiful, numerous, and a variety of tall, beautiful, and shady trees that grew as if they were planted in groves. In other words, when you look at the layout and how they are organized, it was as if they did not happen by a natural cause. Someone must have been responsible for the way they were planted. And that tells us that Africans are creative, they love beautiful environment, and they are innovative. They also said the farther you go from the sea into the cities and towns, the more beautiful the country appears. This is the account of these Europeans when they visited the people living in the coastlands in the Western and Central Africa. And that tells us that Africans, we have a treasure to cherish. We have beautiful and healthy environment which we have to continue to keep clean, to maintain, and keep healthy. In the 1960s and 70s, teachers taught citizens and students to take their physical surroundings seriously. That is, to preserve the environment and maintain cleanliness and beauty. For example, the students learned to plant coconut trees along the beaches of the coastal towns and cities for the purpose of environmental beauty, for shade, and also for breeze. In the interior, going into the towns and the villages, students organized arbor days where they planted trees for afforestation, for beautification, and also for preservation. And these trees that were planted provided shade from the scorching African sun and breeze in the communities to reduce the heat, the effect of tropical heat and fever in the region. Another prominent exercise that went on around the time was the prevention of soil erosion. Students use natural means to prevent soil erosion by participating in community sanitation exercises to clear the gutters, to empty open cans, to drain standing waters, and also to clear the bushes and overgrown hedges. All of these exercises help to prevent the breeding of mosquitoes and the spreading of malaria, a very common disease in the tropical environment. Thirdly, there were city council and established institutions which also helped it to prevent loitering. There were the sweepers from towns which went about cleaning the streets and keeping them clean. There were maintenance crews from Public Works Department (PWDs) who also cleared the bushes along the roads with their machetes. So, although I wasn't born around this time, during the 90s, there were still some of these exercises going on. There were the city councils who would go about making sure the citizens and the people living in the towns and cities were keeping their homes and their places clean to ensure that the African environment was healthy and beautiful. So I would like to know, if you are an African watching or listening to me, I would like to know what your country was doing around the time or even now to ensure that their countries, their towns and cities are being kept clean, healthy and beautiful. Leave us a comment in the comment section below. We would like to know what's going on in other countries. Now, apparently, looking at today's African social and educational leaders, our local and national government seem not to have a greater concern for the environment as they used to, and as a result of that, the citizens are suffering from this neglect. For example, lack of beautiful and good parks to enjoy life and to release stress. Despite all the vegetation, the greens around Africa, there is not enough parks, beautiful, well-equipped park amenities to help people who are living there. And the root cause of this is our kings and chiefs have been selling stool lands without giving consideration for park amenities. They will sell every piece of land just to fill their pockets for their selfish gains. Another cause is educated surveyors, town and urban planners, landscape architects, or park and garden staff have no governmental authority to convince our kings and chiefs to plan the community with well planned out obligations to provide park and other amenities. There seems to be no enforcement going on, and so our kings and chiefs are doing what they like because they don't know the benefit of having a better planning and maintenance of the environment. They don't know it contributes to enriching the lifespan of citizens. Recently, many people are dying in Africa, and we may not know why. Some of these things may be the cause. When people live in a healthy, beautiful environment, it's just enriching enough to make them live longer. And so when we look at previous African communities and environments, they were beautiful. They had shady trees along the streets, along the coastal areas, along the beaches. Even before the Europeans came into Africa, this is what Africa was and used to be. And we want to take this opportunity to encourage Africans, even our leaders, to help maintain these beautiful greens and vegetation around Africa or in Africa, we have to maintain the healthy, clean, and beautiful environment that we have always had, because it's having effect on people's life, it's having effect on a continent as a whole. They should not allow them to become shit holes, as a US president would have his people to think and see Africa as. So I want to encourage all our leaders, everyone. It's up to us all. You know, our forefathers have done their best. Now it's our turn to keep that treasure which we have always had going, so that even generations to come, our daughters and sons who are yet to come, will also come to have something that they will cherish so much. And so if this presentation has been a blessing to you, I just want you to give us a thumbs up, like it, and also subscribe. Make sure to click the subscribe button below and hit the notification bell. That way when we publish any video or upload any video, you get the notification, and therefore you'll be able to keep abreast with the series and the trend of thoughts that we keep bringing to you, so you can participate with the insights that this channel brings to you. Also, share this video with friends. Share it on your Facebook, on Twitter, on Instagram. Tell everyone this is something that is left to us as Africans, and we have to take it seriously. We wish to see you next time. Stay tuned with Insight with Dr. Val-Addo, and until then, stay blessed.